There are a lot of terms and definitions that we've got to have clear. In this section, we'll go through the most commonly used ones so that we're all on the same page and you'll know what we're referring to when we use this terminology. Remote Pilot and Command. The Remote Pilot and Command, or RPIC, holds a current RPIC certificate and is the final authority in all aspects of the flight. This person must ensure that the flight does not pose any hazards to people, animals, or property. It's designated before every flight but can change during the flight. It's the responsibility of the RPIC to comply with all regulations. There are also supporting crew roles that usually involve people who are not 107 certified. These crew members can be visual observers and even be the ones manipulating the controls. The RPIC can use a buddy box, which involves 2 control stations, and the RPIC can take over the flight controls if necessary. Remember, the remote pilot in command is usually, but not necessarily, the one manipulating the controls. Visual observer. The visual observer, or VO, is the person whose job it is to watch out for any danger or obstacles, other air traffic, and to assist in keeping the drone in sight at all times. Their job is to observe, not to fly the aircraft. The VO needs to be positioned in a location where they can see the aircraft at all times. They need to be able to communicate any hazards to the remote PIC. Their purpose is safety. The remote PIC may use one or more visual observer, but unless stipulated in any applicable waiver or authorization for the current mission, the use of a VO is optional. A person may not operate or act as a remote pilot in command or visual observer in the operation of more than one unmanned aircraft at the same time. The person manipulating the controls, if it's not the remote PIC, should be under direct supervision of the remote PIC. The remote PIC must have the ability to immediately take control of the aircraft if it becomes necessary. Remember, the remote PIC is ultimately responsible for all aspects of the operation. Visual line of sight. The aircraft must always be operated within visual line of sight, or VLOS. The VLOS requirement does not prohibit actions such as scanning the airspace or briefly looking down at the screen. Unaided vision must be used at all times, and at all times the RPIC or VO must know the location of the aircraft, the altitude, direction, and speed of the aircraft. Must also observe the airspace for other air traffic or hazards, and must not let the small unmanned aircraft endanger life or property. Control station. The control station is an interface used by the remote pilot to control the aircraft. We know it as the remote. Unmanned aircraft, unmanned aerial vehicle, or UAV. This means an aircraft operated without the possibility of direct human intervention from within or on the aircraft. In other words, the drone itself. Small unmanned aircraft, also known as sUAS or sUAV. The same as a UAV, but weighing less than 55 pounds. Autonomous operation. This is where the autopilot on board the UAV controls certain functions without direct pilot input. This also refers to a pre-programmed flight. We fly our maps autonomously by first programming our flight using a computer, phone, or tablet. After uploading the flight plan to the drone, the actual flight and data acquisition occur automatically while we monitor its ongoing progress.